Hi everybody, I'm Shyla and today I'm joined by Mind from Wizardia and he's going to be answering some questions for us about this amazing new project that we're bringing to you, and hopefully it'll answer a lot of your queries and questions that you've been posting in the channels. So just to start us off, like I said, I've got Mind with me today, that's his nickname, and I just wanted to know a bit about you, Mind. Where are you? Where do you stand with Wizardia? What's your role? What's your background? Could you tell us a bit more about the team? And why do you think you and your team are the best people to carry the vision of Wizardia forward?
Okay, so hey everyone, it's nice to be here and nice to talk to you, and hopefully we'll become fans one day as much as we are. So as I said, my name's Mayan. I'm the CEO at Wizardia, one of the two core founders of this project. We started last year, but just a bit about myself. So I've been working with the same team, which the story I will tell a bit later and with this question, 10 years ago, maybe even more. And then in that time, I've been working with games all my life, playing games as well. I love sports, board games, like all the kind of games that are there. So I love to play them. I love to create them, and this is kind of where I am, just trying to be organizing this and managing this, and also of course adding a lot to the vision and the direction of Wizardia. And about our team and in general on how good we are and how experienced we are. So we started working together maybe 10, 12 years ago, actually, for different other projects. We were Facebook preferred developers. We developed over 200 different kinds of apps, games, and then the digital projects. So our team has been working already then. For a while, we were working separately on and off with some projects together. So we've created a lot of things in the time before Wizardia. But the fun thing is that 10 years ago, we already had Wizardia in mind, and we had started a bit of early stage development back in the day. As we were working on different projects at the same time, Wizardia was project was kind of frozen for the time. And last year it was resurrected. And in the time before the resurrection, all the guys have built up their impressive resumes, and they worked for many different projects. And those 10 years ago, we already did, as I mentioned, those apps. And then all the other projects. So we worked with brands like Red Bull, Maybelline, Ferrari, Starbucks, and there are many international big brands that have used our services as digital developers back in the day as well. Then we moved a little bit to digital marketing, and I have a very strong marketing team currently now. We have an awesome art director who has probably a most impressive resume of them all. He's worked on AAA titles like Call of Duty, Need for Speed, League of Legends, Titanfall, and he's even helped some films with some 3D art as well. These films are Mission Impossible and also Ghost in the Shell. Our backend team as well is super strong and experienced. Most of the guys actually working in our let's say core team of these 5-6 members have more than 15 years experience on their let's say sphere, on their backgrounds, and they're really like senior developers and senior managers. So we're really proud of the team that we built. All the team building started last year with all the hype with NFT, and then this huge traction that the play to earn market was also getting. And then we knew it. It's time. It's time to resurrect Wizardia. It's time to redress Wizardia with the beautiful clothing that this is the artwork that you already see on our website and on our communication channels and so on. So this is kind of, a short intro about the team, but if you stay with us and then join our channels, we usually try to communicate and make AMAs also with our core team members. So if you'd like to know more, it's time to join us as well.
That sounds fantastic. Well, let me just say I'm super impressed with everything that you just said so far. I'm blown away. I have to say, I have been following quite a few P2E gaming projects for about a year now. And I would say from what you're saying, like your team has everything you need to basically carry it through. And I like the fact that it's an actual idea that you had thought of, you know, you dreamt up many years ago. So this isn't just something that, oh, let's do this to, you know, how can we capitalize on the hype right now? It's more like we've got a dream and this is the best place. This is our time now to launch this. So it's the right place and right time for you. And from the sounds of your art director, like, wow, like who else could you, you know, have on board to carry that vision forward? And it sounds like really promising, really amazing. So thank you for sharing all that information with us. And yeah, definitely, I think the community should join your Telegram channels and should get to know the team a bit more, because that sounds like, you know, you're a superstar team. So definitely should get to know you. And I do look forward to actually having more AMAs with you guys in the future, and maybe have them, you know, more members of your team on
yeah, we'd love to do it as well, especially with the nice questions that you know, usually people bring when they get deeper into the project, because that's when you get you know, the sincere questions, not the ones that usually we get on some AMAs, especially on Telegram. Some of that are really generic, and I love the deeper questions which challenge us as well. And we got some of those questions, and they really push us forward as well, because some questions are so good that we have to even, you know, tweak some things a bit in our game. So then you learn, and then you get you know, this input from the community, which is also awesome.
Yeah, so you want to actually have a product that people will like, right? So it's really important, I think, that sort of stuff, not just to do the, you know, on the surface questions and just talk about, you know, an on the face project, but to really get down to the nitty gritty and have the community involved in evolving your product. That's really, really valuable. Okay, so my understanding of Wizardia is that it's a play to earn online strategy RPG game, where you use your NFT characters and you can like power them up and level them up, that kind of thing. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but can you tell me a bit more about it, and how can our users play a game and use it to earn? Like, how do they use it?
Yeah, so actually, yeah, you understood everything correct. So well done there, because I really, you know, we had these issues in the beginning when our light paper was kind of smaller, and it's more of a conceptual view there. So we got some questions that we were just like, what? We were not communicating this, so people were misunderstanding some things, but that also was one of the things that pushed us forward to communicate more clearly. So I think, you know, Wizardia is what you said, and this is something that's coming up, and I know that everyone's looking for like more. So I would say there is like these three main pillars that Wizardia is built on. So one of them is the arena battle mode. So it's where you use all the characters, and especially the wizards, which you can you know, use to fight and defeat other players, participate in tournaments, and so on. Then we have the second part. This is the base building mode. So this is like sort of a hub for players to chill out in, as I like to say, but mainly is another way where users and players will be more interacting with the game economy, with like crafting and spell discovery and all these little things that allow them to make something happen, like make something extra, create something, and also discover more of the depth of our world. And the third part is going to be the AR game, which is the last phase of our game development as well. This is where the players will be able to engage with real world maps, real world objects, and kind of have all these awesome AR experiences. And of course, they will get exclusive rewards from that as well. And what I always try to kind of emphasize is that we're making a play to earn game. So that's why we want the play parts to be emphasized as much as possible. And that's why we have even our lore master, who is creating all the wizard stories, like backstories for them. And there's going to be much more depth to this game than it might seem currently. And also, you know, this is, I think, one of our biggest differences from other projects, that we try to make it more with more depth and more engagement and more addiction to the game, because you wanna, it's kind of with like a TV series, you know.
Yeah.
If you have some kind of a story that has not been developed to the end, you know, you just want to know what's going to happen next. So this is something that we're going with as well. So with the stories and then backstories and then some deeper in-depth lore that we want to present our world in.
Lovely. Thank you for that. So yeah, that's a really important point. And it brings me to my next point, is that obviously we know that P2E is a hot topic right now. A lot of projects are positioning their products as, you know, they're coming back to the drawing board and just trying to plug in P2E somewhere, even if it's not P2E, right? So they'll come in and be like, right, we need to make it P2E because that's what's hot right now. So they'll come in, they'll have this really weak game, but they're saying it's P2E, and that's what they're sort of pitching. And what you're saying is you differentiate yourselves from everybody else on the market is because you've got an actual storyline, you know, this person who's writing your storyline and creating this world and making it addictive and making it playable, so that, you know, people keep on playing it and they don't play it once and go, this was like boring, and stop playing it. And a lot of games are like that. They might be P2E, but they're not very challenging and they're not very imaginative, but they're P2E. So what else would you say is in your like, what else do you have, in your project, which makes you stand out against the others?
Yeah, so you summed it up very good. And then, yeah, and this question is already partially covered with what I already said. But I think what sums up this is, as we see, you know, play to earn, the whole phrase, which kind of puts everything into one category, right? Play to earn game. But I would not look at it that way, because if you say computer game, you don't see like a specific game that's, you know, something specific. So I think in play to earn also it's very important to understand what kind of game genre it is. So I think it's very important to mention that we have this RPG element, which also would encourage more cosplay, more you know, immersion into the game as well. And as play to earn is also used so much, so I'm going to use it in a different way. So we're making an actual play to earn game instead of a click to earn game, which we really see a lot in the market. That most games, they just want to do it super quick, and they want to make it like you know, like just people clicking and just earning. They put the emphasis on earn, and we want to put the emphasis on the play first and earn while actually playing and having fun. So the fun side and the challenging parts of the strategies where you know, combine your wizards and you make that your team actually works and it performs well. So we want to do that, you know, from the player side a bit more, and not just focus on the, you know, crypto side. We really want to have that balance between this.
Yeah, that's really important, because I do think people just, like I said, just plug in the word P2E, do the minimal requirement to make it a P2E, and then, you know, just pitch it to people, because they're more bothered about the, you know, the investor side of things rather than the actual playability of the game. Like, that's secondary to them. But what you're doing, quality before the earn aspect, which is
definitely.
really
And I would like to add just one more thing to this. We did some research actually about more or less like P2E market, and what came out was more than 95 or 96% of P2E games in the market that, you know, some websites, I don't know what sources we were looking at, but it was mostly websites and all the, let's say, channels that have a list of these games. So more than 95% of those games do not have a game. And we really want to be the project that has a game, right? So it's coming soon, but the idea is that, you know, it's really strange how long others are dragging it out, and we'd rather put it a bit earlier in you know, in maybe not in the most beautiful look what can happen, but we want to push it out as soon as possible.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. So I know I'm going on about it a bit, but if you go to ranking websites and things, and you see like the top 10 games, or even the top 5 games, if you actually go play them, you'll be like, what is this? How is this a top 5 game? Like, it's got no like gamification really to it. And I do think that they do, I don't want to like, I don't want to tarnish anybody's name or reputation or anything like that. So I won't name any names, but they do just like make up numbers about the unique active wallets that are connected to the game by like with bots and things like that. So a lot of games, they look popular, but they're not actually popular because not many people are actually playing them. So yeah, that's a really interesting point and very frustrating thing about the P2E sector. So yeah, thank you for touching on that. So the other thing is then users buy wizards, so the users can like buy them now, and there's a few different rounds of sale. So could you tell us a bit about these different rounds and why will we want to be buying these now, and where can we buy them, and do you have an affiliate program, and could you tell us more about it?
Yeah, so one just thing to clarify, no one can buy wizards yet. They're coming super soon. They're coming in the next couple of weeks, because wizards are, as you understand, are our playable characters.
Yeah.
What we have currently on sale is our first NFT, which is our revenue generating NFT. It's called Arena Genesis. So Arena Genesis NFTs are the ones that already been sold. And why buy early? Because the price is much better early, because we split it into 7 rounds, and every round it kind of gets a bit more expensive. So the first round was just swept away by our community. We sold it in, I think, 23 hours. It was just under 24 hours. And now we're in the second round, and it's picking up also a lot. At first, it was a bit slower, but as people understand that, it's gonna get more expensive, and also, the value of it stays the same in general in terms of the revenue generation. But it actually, becomes a bit more expensive, and you have to pay a bit more for the same a bit later. So that's why we really, pushing it into our community, that they would actually be the first to get this value, and they can, work there. And to touch on the affiliate program. So the affiliate program is something that we introduced in our website. When you go there, you will see, I think it's called partner program, and there you can actually register. You can register to become an affiliate, and you can become our partner and help us with our sales, with our promotions, and so on, and also earn from that as well by providing discount to your community. So currently we're working with quite a few of these KOLs, and they partnered up with us, and they're sharing the information about our project to their community as well. And these KOLs also are becoming fans a little bit. So we have some calls and chats like we do now, and we go more in depth about Wizardia, and they start to love it more and more. So we really need to have more, live talks with everyone, because that seems to do the trick. Yeah. And this human touch also adds a lot value to understanding, and adds more trust. And that's why we're here. We don't want to be hiding behind, some avatars or something. We want to be the real people that we are, and we want to share the love with the project, that we have.
Yeah, there's a real honesty to that, like coming on, showing your face, talking about your product, because a lot of people do stay anonymous, and it just shows how sincere the project is, and they're just trying to make an honest product, really, that works, that does what it's meant to do. So it's interesting that you say that about the affiliate program, because I know that we've got a really prolific community, and they're very active, and we do have some people who I think would consider themselves KOL. So if you do want to get involved in this KOL program, then do visit the Wizardia website and sign yourself up, and you could benefit from that. So
the link is at the bottom, just in case you don't see it. It's at the very bottom. It's called Wizardia Affiliate Program. You press the button, and then you can register there.
Perfect, thank you. We'll share that as well among our community. So far, the story so far is you've got your visual assets, you have planned your game design, you've built your team, You've designed your tokenomics and you've built a community, from what you're telling me. So what's next in the pipeline for Wizardia? When can we expect to have the IDO, TGE? Do you have a beta version that you're going to let people try? When are you going to be launching the actual MVP, the actual product? And yeah, timeline.
Oh yeah, that's a big question, and yes, we have done all the things that you have mentioned, but also these things are the ones that never end, in my opinion. Because the visual assets, we're still creating them. We have to make more wizards. We have to make more surroundings for the game, and also this. Now, of course, the main focus is for the arena, and then we have the base building. So base building is already being worked on, but not on full force, because the team has to kind of prioritize what they do. Also, the team is one of those parts which is probably mostly built, but we're also looking for several people and then kind of trying to strengthen our team in different areas. And the community, of course, is the main thing that you mentioned here. Yes, we grew it, but we do not want to stop, right? We had the goal to reach this by mid-year, something like that, and we are already 300K plus on across all of our platforms. Our Discord is closing in on I think 50K more or less. So we really would like to grow like this a single like a Discord, like Telegram, Twitter, to some higher numbers, and also put more emphasis on these real users that we have, and not just those bots. So I know our Discord admin is deleting bots on a daily basis, and is I think already deleted more than 6,000 users there, which are obviously bots. So we really wanted to make it clean and then make it good. And about the second part of the question, so our like IDO, our launch pads are lined up from this week until the 20th of March. So this is the time to get the public sale. And some launch pads, I think they're letting not only their inside let's say users buy them, but also you can register there and also obtain tokens for the public round. And the TGE is of course used in many ways, but I would just probably go for the listing. So our listing is on 24th, and we're gonna have a listing in an exchange, and as well in a centralized and then in decentralized exchange as well, with a liquidity pool there. And as for the game, so actually, we have something playable right now, but I cannot show you that yet. We still have some NDAs with the studios, and we still have some testing to do. But the public version of this like testnet, like a public demo, is coming soon. We want to release it still in March. And the MVP, so like let's call it a public beta with already some NFT integration, and already a playable game is coming at the end of Q2, and we're looking forward to that a lot as well.
Solid answer there. Well done. I like that. I like that you were able to give me a timeline. Do you know how many projects speak to, and they can't give you a timeline? So that's amazing.
I wish I could promise you that. Yeah. I'm giving you the timeline that I got from my dev team, and I really hope everything is gonna work out. But if we're late, we're gonna say we're sorry, but we're gonna deliver anyway.
Yeah, no, that I completely understand that. So it's not written in concrete. It's not.
Of course.
Yeah, it's not like you've signed your life away by saying that. But yeah, it's good to know that you're ambitious, and that there's going to be a testnet or a beta version that we can all see and play soon, very soon, from the sounds of it. Hopefully, if everything goes well. And really excited to hear that you're going to be on a centralized exchange as well as a decentralized exchange at TGE. So yeah, that's very promising. And your community, I love that you're actually going around combating the bots, because I find that a lot of projects welcome the bots. They're fine with the bots. They're like, yeah, bring the bots in, as long as it sort of inflates numbers. They're all about optics, and it's nice to know that you're being authentic about it and actually finding real, that only wanting the real community there. So that's
Yeah,
really
there's a lot of job to be done. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we're bot free. We're working on filtering them out, and especially in Telegram, it's kind of hard because some bots are kind of smart, and you cannot always detect whether it's a bot or not until you talk to them. So when it's thousands of people, so it's a hard work. But it seems that in Discord there are better ways to control it. So that's why we start there. But we really want to filter them out.
Okay, well, that's good to know. So let's talk about investors. Do you have any that you're allowed to share with us? And there's gaming guilds now, right? So blockchain gaming guilds. So are they people that you are looking to target?
Yeah, so we are allowed to mention probably most of our investors. If you go to Wizardia.io and you find like our partner page, so Wizardia.io/partners, you will find all the list there, and some of the guilds are on that list as well. So I could mention some of the names or most of them. So we have GAV Capital, we have Vendetta Capital, Magnus Capital, Long-Term Ventures, and Stacker Ventures, and Crypto Dorm Fund, and we have Polemos, which is actually also like a gaming guild as well, and we have a Ready Player DAO, which we have a DAO, but also have like a gaming guild behind them. And of course, we will be targeting other gaming guilds also quite soon. Most of the, let's say, tier 1 gaming guilds, they require to touch the game already in order to be interested in your project. So this is our next step. As soon as we release something playable, we will go back and talk to them because they're kind of waiting on that, and we're waiting for that as well because they seemed interested in the project at the time we talked to them in the winter and in like January. And they just gave us some time to work on it, and now we're gonna have the real talk.
Okay, that's exciting. That's good to know, and I hope to stay tuned and find out more about that in future. So we do need to now come to the nitty-gritty. So we need to now come to talk about the token itself. So can you tell us about the utility of the token? What blockchain are you on with the Wizardia token? And what will users be using it for?
Yeah, that's also a big question. So what were we using for the blockchain? So we launched the token on Solana, but we will have initially already a bridge ready to go to Binance Smart Chain. So Solana is fast and nice and so on, but it does not still have enough compatibility, and the users are not used to having Solana tokens and Solana NFTs. So that's why are going like cross-chain. And the most Launchpad as well, they are more user friendly with Binance Smart Chain, and they have already integrated all the vesting schedules and everything there. So that's why we're just going with on 2 chains. And about the token utility, so I would say there are like 2 main mechanisms that could describe it. So the first one is like the player to player. The second one is player to vault to player. The vault is like our central bank, like Wizardia vault. So the player-to-player interactions are where the players will be able to buy and sell resources that they win in the arena, and they can sell them and buy them from and to other players. Tokens. Also, players can wager on PvP arenas and win and lose the Wizardia tokens as well. Players can buy, sell, and rent Wizard NFTs between the players in exchange for Wizardia tokens. Players can spend Wizardia tokens to actually summon new wizards. Summoning is like our breeding mechanic. So this is something that's also coming in the future, but it's also something that I'm really looking forward for. Because the traditional breeding where you have this more or less intercourse style production of new NFTs. So we went for a more magic touch there. So we're gonna summon wizards from that deadly fog which surrounds us. So I think it's more fantasy-like and more something that allows us more creativity in how you actually forward those genetics of the wizards. Yeah, so also players will be able to buy and sell any other NFTs, including the Arena Genesis NFTs that's currently live now to other players. They will be able to buy and sell also like artifacts, abilities, consumables to other players, and also interact with in-game vendors as well. And players will spend these tokens as well to craft different artifacts, abilities, and consumables themselves, should they unlock the right recipe to do that. Because that's also a very fun thing where these recipes will have to be found, discovered, or unlocked in some kind of way. So you might be the only one for a while to have some sort of a recipe. So that will give you like sort of a monopoly and more power in the game if you were the first to discover them. And that second part is the player to vault, back to player. So players who own Arena Genesis NFTs, they earn passive royalties in the form of Wizardia tokens. So kind of a share of a fee for all the transactions that are going on in the arena. Players will pay entrance fees to Wizardia in Wizards tokens to participate in tournaments also. And those fees then go to the vault, and then from the vault you kind of have like a split going to these Arena Genesis NFT owners, and also some to the prize pool. So this is kind of a place where the tokens are distributed and forwarded to where they need to be. And also players receive tokens as rewards for tournament wins and rewards for the staking as well. And in the future, there's going to be several mechanisms as well. So there will be other Genesis NFTs that are going to be introduced much later in the year. We're now currently working on this Arena Genesis NFT, but there might be something connected to the Forge, or hint, hint. It's going to be an awesome mechanism as well, which will have its own economy, and this is also something that's coming in the future. And also mentioning the Forge, so this is one of the things where players will be able to spend the Wizardia tokens to rank up and also increase the wizard rarity. So the Forge will introduce ability to increase the rarity of the NFT, which is firstly is going to be fixed, and later in the game you will be able to increase it, and of course increase the value of the NFT itself as well. And that would be more or less it. I think we could, come up with more things, but these are like the main ones that we have come up with, and which already fit in our economy and game design.
That sounds really good. So it looks like everybody needs to be getting their hands on this Arena Genesis NFT to be earning from that fee pool that you've got there.
That's for sure.
Yeah. And it's also interesting that you're looking at this new concept of immaculate conception for summoning a wizard, rather than the traditional like CryptoKitty way of doing it, where you'd have like the sire and the thing.
Yeah.
Pay a fee for them to mate, I guess. The other thing I just wanted to ask, and I don't know if you've
sure
talked about it, is are you thinking of having sort of a burn mechanism in there? Is that going to be incorporated in like the pool and the fees? Yeah. How's that going to work?
Very, very good question. So our tokens are not going to be burned since they have a limited supply already. So we believe when you have a limited supply, you don't really need. The only problem is we're gonna need to release more of the tokens. But that's why we're probably we are going with a 2-token system as well, which the one token is for the in-game use, and the second one is for all the transactions that I already mentioned you. So the burn mechanism is for the NFTs. Since you're gonna be able to mint wizards within the game, kind of summon them, right? So there might be some useless wizards that appear, and the players do not get lucky with RNG, or they use very weak wizards for the summoning. So these wizards might need to be sacrificed, and the sacrifice ritual, or something that maybe it's going to be another name, but we have burn mechanics for these NFTs. So you will be able to sacrifice the wizards, and in return you will earn some in-game resources, some materials or something. Or maybe you will send the wizards to the fog, so they will disappear and maybe reappear again, maybe in the future. And And also another thing that's going to have sort of a burning mechanism. So in the future as well, we plan to do this final destruction tournament, which is going to be something where you can actually lose your NFTs that you use in the battle. So this is like the ultimate combat type of thing with a huge prize, of course, and not so many users, because I don't believe that, it's going to be thousands of people. Hopefully it's going to be hundreds, but maybe it's going to be like, 32 or 60 players. So we see it as a great great battle that should be experienced by everyone. Maybe at first with some cheaper NFTs, but later on, who knows? If the prize is good enough, maybe people will actually gather up their strength and participate in something where risk it all, but get it all and become king of Wizardia or something like that.
Yeah, no, it sounds really fun and really exciting, and the high stakes in that sort of ultimate round that you're talking about. In a world of magic and wonder. We know that you've got a really big vision for Wizardia. Tell us what you're most excited about with Wizardia, and where do you see yourself in, say, 3 to 5 years' time?
The best question. The 3 to 5 years part is probably easier, because it's very easy to kind of dream about what's going to happen then. So we see ourselves as a leading game in the play to earn market. Of course, we really want to not only now conceptualize and kind of create, but in 3 to 5 years, I would love that we would have figured out already with what game we are in general, because in theory it's something easier to understand, but in practice, when you actually make the game, some things are going to change all along, and we really want to stick the game together, become the leading game in the world with hopefully around 100K active players that are always there playing day to day. And of course, the dream is to have something that we are proud of, and something that we have in our heads and in our dreams. And what I am most excited about, every week is probably a different topic, because I have to be excited about everything I do. Now we're dealing with Launchpad, for example. The technical side of it, it's not, the sexiest thing in the world, but you still have to find, this magic there, and kind of, commit to that, and then understand that, it's really important for your project. So I try to be excited about a new thing every week or every month, whatever is needed most. But in terms of game stuff, so I think for me, the most exciting part is this spell discovery system, which is going to be a way to produce proto-spell NFTs. And these proto-spell NFTs are like the original magic in Wizardia. They're like blueprints to all magical things. So you can put a lot of game mechanics, additional game mechanics, and some secret game mechanics even there, which are going to be discovered by the players. So I think this discovery system that will allow every player to have this permanent mark on our game world, and allow them to be the first to introduce something into our world. This will be something very special, and I'm really looking forward to it working out just the way as I presented you to.
Oh, I hope it does. It sounds really, really fun. Like I can't wait to play this game. It sounds like a game that I'd want to play. Like you don't know this about me, but I love playing games, right? I'm not like a massive gamer, but I do enjoy, sitting on the PlayStation and things, and I do get really into my games and things. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this one. It does sound like a really original concept, and I do like this whole exciting, discovering the spells thing. So you're right. I think it will add a different element, a different dynamic, and make it a lot more interesting than, especially compared to all these, made up P2E projects out there. So it's completely on a different level, and it's really an honor to be part of your project. And that brings us to the end of our interview. And I hope our community really loves this interview and really appreciates the time that you've taken out for us today. So the community actually voted in favor of this project to because we're a DAO.
Great
right?
success.
Yeah, so it was really good. Like, yeah, they really
Thank you, guys.
they saw all of your information and they were like, yes, we want to learn more about this project. We want a chance to participate in the IDO for this project. So really happy to have you on with us, and I'm sure our community is going to be just as excited as I am to hear everything that you've shared with us today. So hopefully we'll see you around our Telegram, and we'll be arranging an AMA with you on our Discord soon, so stay tuned for that. And thank you again so much for your time, Mine. It's been an honor. Thank you.